While the rest of the world has been enjoying Diablo Immortal, the patches, etc., there has been a group of people that have been unable to enjoy the game. Today we are talking about our friends over in the South American servers and how they're basically getting completely Now, the cycle of strife, aka the Shadows and the Immortal system, Diablo Immortal's namesake, is essentially the entire point of the game. Now, the front pages of the Diablo Immortal subreddit right now are filled with posts talking about the South American server and how they can't join the Rite of Exile last week and they can't join Shadow Wars now. There's video proof of this. Effectively, for some reason, the South American servers are having problems like connecting people in the Rite of Exile, Shadow Wars, the PvP type of scenarios. But it gets a little worse, because if you go down the actual rabbit hole, this is what you can find. 3 days ago here, open layer of the Diablo Immortal community, help us. Pretty simple. This is actually a person who's from the South America server who actually spent $40,000 on 2 accounts, is getting pretty pissed off, because even things like doing rifts with their crests just vanish for hours for some time. And I know I shouldn't laugh, but they literally get stuck inside of the Warband castle and just can't leave. If you scroll down to the comments, there's literally a whole list of things that aren't working right now. You also find your boy here posting from the toilet on his mobile account saying that, hey, I noticed this, I'll make a video about this and report this to Blizzard. I did follow through and actually report this to Blizzard and mention it, saying like, hey guys, what up? We're aware of this, right? They were aware of it before I even showed up and they're trying to figure it out. Now, they're starting to actually address this, because if you look at this here, posted 58 minutes ago, this is Sinful Scribe. I'll upvote this just for transparency or visibility for these people. Essentially what's happening is the community manager is trying to get everyone to state what their BattleNet ID is. They're trying to get a huge list of bug logs so they can isolate the problem. This message here, I want to know that we, both myself and the rest of the development team, we care about South America servers. He deeply apologizes for the Shadow War and write bugs they could have been experiencing. Currently working with my team to amend these issues, because anyone's been affected, please send me your BattleNet ID and UID, etc., so we can investigate further. That message does a couple things, one of which it's cool, there's no excuses, and it's an apology. Okay, good response, at least we're getting an apology. The other thing is that they're trying to investigate further, which doesn't exactly say that they've identified the cause of this, so hopefully this gets fixed sooner rather than later for our South American friends. However, with the frequency of posts and the attention that this is starting to get, and they're starting to address it, etc., I'm sure this is getting high up on the docket. Typically, when you see Blizzard, the official guys, start to respond, like in the public, they're pretty hyper-focused on it. So I imagine this is going to get fixed soon. Now, a couple weeks ago, we made this video, or 9 days ago, I should say here, we made this video talking about how the Shadow Wars currently has an issue. And speaking of bug fixes, they actually have fixed this one. So fixed an issue where the cheat death specialization skill from the Gladiator Paragon tree was unintentionally being triggered for Immortal Clan players during the Shadow Wars. Basically, in the Shadow Wars, the boss itself, if you had the Paragon cheat death, you could just regenerate your health with the cheat death perk, which is obviously not intended. I like to see them fix bugs, because to be honest, if I had to give some very real feedback, the worst thing we've done so far is been very slow about fixing bugs. There's still invisible people in Battlegrounds, for instance. There's still invisible laser beams. You cannot even see what you're dying from. But I just want to point something out here. I mean, this gentleman spent $40,000 on this game, and he just hasn't been able to play the game for a decent amount of time. In my personal opinion, South American servers probably should get some compensation. However, you gotta be careful when you throw the word compensation around. Be careful, you might get 6 normal gems. Could you imagine being the Immortals when the Rite of Exile just doesn't work, and you're the guy who's just gonna get the longest running reign because people literally can't even fight you if they wanted to? So there's a whole bunch of angry people in South America, but I bet there's at least one very happy guy. But even in the post 3 days ago, Sinful Scribe was on it and left a post 2 days ago, basically 24 hours after the post had been up. He saw it, and that's when they've been reporting it. So we know they've at least been aware of this for at least a few days by now. They were aware of it before I mentioned it, which was the day this post went up. So hopefully they've been aware of it basically since the beginning. So if you're in South America, maybe it'll be a slow response. Maybe it has already been a slow response. I'm sure you're not happy right now, but it does look like your plight is at least being answered. They are aware of it, and it is not being 100% ignored. There's no way they're going to leave this as is. This is a way too big of a PR nightmare for them potentially if they just completely blow off South American servers. But hey, Blizzard, while we're looking at these bugs, maybe, just maybe, we can look into the invisible laser beams that are murdering half of the people in the battleground. Maybe the necromancers that are invisible when they're coming off the screen there, maybe we fix that too. That would be fantastic. But hey, that's just one man's theory. A game theory, ladies and gentlemen. Subscribe, like, and all that's garbage, because I'm a YouTuber and I'm going to say it. Have a great day.